Hey fellas, and welcome back to With a Y. Today I want to talk about a story with y'all that will send you directly to hell just via consuming. But let's be honest, that's where you guys were going if, like, you're an audience member in this channel specifically. If you don't know, the Sphere is like a gigantic stadium or venue in Las Vegas that has screens all over its exterior face. You probably know what I'm talking about. If you don't, the outside looks like this. I've been to it at least once. I went there for TwitchCon Las Vegas, and the Xbox ball just kept randomly blasting my eyes out when an Uber I was in got stuck to it in traffic, and honestly, for what it's worth, it was a tad novel. I don't know how I'd feel if I had to live with that thing on my skyline, but not too bad, and the inside as well is actually pretty impressive, and I'm sure I would at least like to go for one show in my lifetime, because not only is the outside covered in panels of screens that like can display a consistent image like all around you, it also has that on the inside as well, and you can see shit like this. I think early on they were doing a bunch of the sci-fi like planet stuff. It's just a bunch of huge 3D renders that you can see it all around. Like, it looks cool. Like, at least I think so, in a very limited appeal sort of way. I don't think I could do this every day for the rest of my life unless they were cranking out some crazy shit. As far as I remember, EVO is in Las Vegas every year, so like maybe if they had a fighting game tournament viewer where if they let you see like 360 views of the stage that two players were fighting on, like you can with VR and like some Smash Bros mods, that could be fun. But that's not what we're talking about. What mostly happens at the Sphere are like exclusive performances by bands. Recently, an artist named Zac Brown with the Zac Brown Band performed there, and I'm gonna be honest, I know pretty much nothing about this guy. I've heard his name in passing. I know I probably wouldn't like his music if I was looking at the combination of music he apparently makes. That is to say, he probably isn't for me, and that's fine. The shit that really got me to raise an eyebrow was this TikTok randomly came across my For You page with 400,000 views. All that satanic stuff in Hollywood is just art, bro. That same dude after seeing the Zac Brown concert, and I'm like, oh wow, like a guy who believes in artistic expression was convinced by what they were using as visuals at the Zac Brown concert? This has gotta be crazy. So I immediately went to look it up, and I'll give him this, it looks fucking crazy. Big fucking scary skeleton, holy shit, bro, this is just like the cover of Evil Dead 2! And he's wearing a giant crown. Oh my god, dude, he's gonna reach through the screen and kill me! Oh, and he was just grabbing purchase because he was stumbling a little bit. Maybe I misjudged the skeleton a bit too harshly. But they just let this run. He opens his mouth, it gets really close, and then, I'm not gonna lie, this shot is sick as hell. It just like it just fucking jumps on you and takes you to a close-up of the band as they are on stage. I guess Zac Brown is wearing the same helmet. Like, look at the dude who just jumps off the spiked crown, bro. That's the shit you had to deliver to fucking Ulfric Stormcloak in Skyrim if you chose to fucking be on the racist side of the Civil War. They got some other crazy shit going on, like just slow-mo Snyder cut ass. Another thing I particularly liked was fucking just this flyby through the city of hell, I can only imagine. Like, they're fighting, like, literally at the gates. I can only assume this is Lucifer, the fallen angel. Oh, he just killed me, dude. That's literally him ripping my soul out of my chest. And I gotta keep it a buck. The only shit I could think about when I saw that was the images of, like, the skeleton looking badass as hell on a motorcycle. You've no doubt seen a bunch of images like this, of just skeletons saying, I shit myself or whatever. The Grim Reaper in a cloak, but he's also on a bike. And if I'm being honest, Zac Brown probably makes music for the exact crowd of people who unironically love this shit. I love this stuff, just ironically. And this is just my read, but Zac Brown seems like the kind of guy who makes music for himself. He just happens to appeal to the exact kind of person he is. Now, this is primarily people saying that, like, he's doing satanic stuff, and I couldn't really find anything on if he himself is Catholic or Christian, like, off of a quick Google search. But from Houston D. Praise, like, I'm sorry, man, I can't say that I'm extremely convinced that there's a real cabal in Hollywood beyond the stuff that is secularly evil. On top of that, it's like a lot of these guys didn't look at, like, what the rest of Zac Brown's set looked like, which was just the typical ye good old American bullshit. Like, the opening of this one looks like it was ripped directly from Nuketown on Black Ops 1. Like, this is the type of country music visuals you'd probably expect with this sort of thing. The blue painted house opens to a garage on a football field. The scoreboard shows the performer. Also, this is like the second elaborate outfit I've seen him on in apparently the same exact night. So, like, good on him, I guess, for being able to make those switches. Okay, yeah, I think you're making the angle a little unflattering. I don't think that whole camera work was necessary. And now we're in the anthills. The nutrients connecting the grass with the earth Wow, incredible. Another one was just like him on a goddamn beach. And you have the official Las Vegas Twitter account tweeting this shit out, using it as advertisement for like why you should come visit Vegas and see the Sphere at a time when tourism is at an all-time low and everything is super fucking expensive in Vegas. Do you think that the people who were designing the 3D graphics for this show were thinking like, okay, we did like a big Satan set piece, now we need to do one that's a bunch of water and at sunset, so like it'll metaphorically and literally douse the flames and everybody will be like, my soul is no longer going to hell, I'm in equilibrium now. At worst, I will go to purgatory after leaving the Sphere. Yeah, he's just got like some Jimmy Buffett sounded shit, dude. Zac Brown band really drug us into the underworld. I won't lie, this is probably the craziest shot I saw, where you can see all the individual people crawling all over the scaffolding in hell. I can understand being freaked out by this imagery, especially at the scale that it's being shown to you at, but that was like the selling point of the venue, that it's big and loud and in your face, and you can see angles of detail and at a size that no human before the year 2022 has ever been able to witness. Wait for it, this guy says. Show me, I gotta know. Like, admittedly, that looks insane, but the thing going through my head is like, wow, that must have been a pain in the ass to render in Blender, and I can't imagine how long it took to fucking export the video. Because if we're being honest, these are really rudimentary movements. I've seen scarier depictions of hell on like my flat screen at home. Like, don't let these fuckers ever play Scorn or, God forbid, Agony. This will live rent-free in my nightmares as I'm taken through the city of pandemonium, as depicted in the painting Paradise Lost by John Martin from 1841. Like, let's look at some of these comments, man, because they do get a little, sensational, I'd say. Personally, at least. Hollywood's obsession of the devil needs to be studied on a professional level. Zac Brown is from Atlanta. Like, it's just any entertainment juggernaut being immediately Hollywood. Like, trust, dude, a lot of the fucking music industry hates living in Cali. For country, as a metalhead, I'm confused. You know what? I'll give you that. The visuals are probably a tad out of place for whatever the lyrical content is. I've, like, heard some reads on the song apparently being called Heavy is the Head That Wears the Crown, but I haven't listened to it, so I don't know how that ties that into it. But then you have people in the comments, like, over here saying, must be his initiation ceremony or something, because this is out of the norm. I'd get up and leave so quick. Hey, that's your prerogative. No one's making you stay at a concert you aren't enjoying being at. I agree with the whole sunk cost fallacy idea. Just because you paid for the ticket, if you're like not having a good time, you might as well not continue to have a bad time just because you spent the money, right? This shit is funny as fuck. Imagine being a grown adult actually scared by spooky cartoon skeletons. It's sad that you don't see how this is from the devil. I'm not scared. I'm grossed out. Dude, make sure you never fucking look at an x-ray. You are going to shit yourself. Like that's the funny part to me, because like the depictions of hell that people tend to associate with the devil are, generally speaking, man-made interpretations that got popularized as fanfiction. Like Dante's Inferno had a lot of fucking pagan aspects to it. The 9 layers of hell concept was purely from his own brain. It was just a really popular piece of literature and history that like caught on. What in the Sam Smith Illuminati Lucifer adjacent is this? Fucking Sam Smith in that lineup is hilarious. It's like, oh yeah, you know these organizations that like have hundreds of years of conspiracy around them, and like Lucifer, he's like a metaphysical being who got cast out from heaven. He used to be like a big dog when he was up in God's good graces. The Illuminati were like a group of powerful men over centuries. Then fucking Sam Smith. Okay, dude. Now, going back to Houston D-praised thing, it's like Zac Brown does not have a single song that needs all that, which I'm gonna run the statistics here. I haven't listened to his music, but with how country has like panned out over the last 20 years, yeah, his music is probably not exciting enough to like have paid someone to go that fucking hard. Zac Brown seems less like a Satanist and more like one of the dudes who'd be obsessed with this type of look. Oh my god, this is the exact sort of skeleton with like jewelry and on a motorcycle I was talking about. This guy understands what I mean. Now, some of the discourse I was seeing going around on this also entertained me, because it's like, I don't have a particularly strong take on this. If it's just visuals you don't enjoy, you should not listen to me or anyone else telling you like what you should support. If you went to that concert expecting something different and you didn't get it and you wanted to leave, I think you're well within your rights and you should take the action to leave. Do you, man? It's just the associating with Satan is just kind of where you lose us, because a lot of people grew up in the satanic panic where people were calling literally anything demonic. I remember growing up, I had friends whose parents wouldn't let them trade Pokemon cards with me because the word evolution was mentioned in the series at all, even though Pokemon uses the term evolution completely incorrectly. It's repurposed as a game mechanic. If anything, it did more to hurt Darwin's belief than it did to indoctrinate people into demonic ideology.
In every video I'm seeing about Zac Brown playing at the Sphere, Half of the comments, it's actually like 90% of the comments are like, oh my god, he's summoning the devil. I would have left immediately. We worship God in this house. Like, motherfucker, it was a skeleton wearing a crown. For the song that says, heavy is the head that wears the crown. You act like the whole show was pentagrams and like him saying God is fake. What are you guys on about?
And again, I'd like to reiterate, there is some level of ape brain I understand being taken aback by, like, holy fuck, that's a gigantic skeleton looming over me. That's something a human has never seen before my time. Like, yeah, you're allowed to be shocked by new things. That's like a totally normal human experience. It's just the jump to God has abandoned us and is letting Satan take over the world. The rapture has already occurred and I missed it. Where did I go wrong, Jesus? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed literally going to hell while watching this video. You all deserve it. Be sure to follow me on Twitter @withAY. That email is in the description if you guys want to send me any video topics. Anyways, piss off.